do these weird things. I would like I would like make a bunch of noise and like talk to people and do all these like eccentric things, and then she'd look at me, and then I would like look at her and then like turn my head away just so I could like get her attention. It was so fucking strange. Like I don't know what I was doing. It was just weird. It was just a weird thing. 8th grade, I came into my own a little more. I got ripped in 8th grade. So then I would talk to her. I had a few classes with her. I would like laugh with her. So the thing with my middle school is at the end of the middle school, it splits. It would split. No, you're good. So the thing with my middle school is that it splits into 2 high schools. So some people go to one high school, some people go to the other. And if you know someone and they're going to the other high school, you're never going to see them again. Like, that's just how it is. And she was going to one high school and I was going to the other. And then I remember it was one of the last parties of middle school. And some people have told her how obsessed with her I was. And she was like, yeah, I think Travis is cute. And I was like, oh shit, dude, this is the night. You got to make your move at this party, at the end of the year party. So, dude, it's 2004. So I popped my collar. I put on a puka shell necklace. I got a pink Hollister shirt. Dude, I got like my hair going well. Like I'm looking good. I'm looking very 2004. So we're at the party. I go in to make my move, and we lock lips, but she doesn't open her mouth, and I didn't either. And then I pulled my head away from hers, and there was a long string of spit connecting our fucking faces. And I opened my eyes and looked at the spit. I was like, yo, I was mortified. Like mortified. And she looks at it, and then I look at her, and we look at each other, and I like, I just like, and dude, it was in front of a room of like 50 people. I was so embarrassed, like, and no one even laughed at me. That's how, like, usually at that age, everyone laughs at you. Like, they knew how much of a big moment that was for me, and everyone was like, oh, dude, Trav, that's rough. And then, and I just ran home all the way from South Merrick to North Merrick. Ran, like interval sprinting. I would run. I would get tired, then I would sprint again. Funny thing is, I actually ran into her later in life. I was like in my mid-20s. And I saw her at a bar. And she was with her I guess, boyfriend or maybe husband at the time. I don't even know. I mean, we're older. She's probably married to the guy. And he has a lot of money, you could tell. And I was like, hey, what's up? Oh, my God. And we're talking. We're sharing memories and we're laughing. And I look at him like, dude, aren't these stories crazy? And he's just grilling me. Like stop fucking talking to my wife. I should have beat the shit out of him. I should have broke his fucking arm. Imagine if I
broke his arm and then show him what you guys did back then.
Yeah. Like break another grown man's arm and then like make out with his girlfriend in front of him. Cause that's what we do here on Treading Water. Oh man, I wonder if she'd hook up with me now. I don't know.
You should call her up.
You think?
No.
It would go so bad, dude. Like, she'd be like, that was you thought that was gonna happen? She's like, I'm with a very successful guy. Why would I leave him for you? That's stupid. She's I don't know, man. I actually follow her on Instagram. She's super hot. Man, she's very earthy. She's very like, I wouldn't say hippie, but she's very like holistic vibe. So definitely a cool chick.
So you bang her in a field.
Yeah. Hey, you want to have sex on this pile of grass? Be closer to Mother Earth. Yeah, maybe it would work. I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know where to go from that pile of grass. Jeez, it's crazy how hard a solo episode is. You don't have anybody to bounce off, unless you have nothing to say. You know?
Well, you weren't prepared either. It's not like you knew that you were coming in here solo. So, yeah, it's tough.
It is tough. It is tough, dude. It's crazy.
Well, it's your first show since the holidays. How'd the holidays go? Did you perform during like New Year's or anything?
Yeah. I performed New Year's Eve. Went well. I did Christmas, then I did like a Christmas like 2-show Saturday, Sunday. 2-show Saturdays. Yeah, made some good money.
Nice.
The first show was sick. First show was banging out. And the second show was rough. They were older. That's my thing. I have to like find a way to connect to like the boomer audience. Because I don't connect to boomers. You know what I think it is? Boomers, they love funny observations. And they love making fun of what the world is today. So I think I have to write more like that. I think that would really hit. It is funny. I always wonder why like certain generations think certain things are funny. You know?
Yeah.
I'm always super interested in like the sociology of people, you know? Because millennials think like awkward situations are funny. Like things where you got to think into things and be like, why is that weird? Like, oh, I was stuck in this weird position and then I just kind of had to live this position out. And it was weird, you know, like that. I think that's what we think that shit's funny. I wonder why, I don't know why we think certain shit is funny. That's very strange. Yeah, but I ate shit on that second show. I ate a load of shit on that second show, dude. Dude, I told this joke, and it fell so flat. The joke is, because it was doing well. Like, it had been doing well, like, weeks leading up to the show. I was like, I'll just tell the story. I'm not going to tell the joke, because that's just hacky.
Right.
The story was, when I was in my early 20s, I hooked up with this kid's girlfriend. And the boyfriend found out. And then, you know, he found out and it blew up and it was this whole big thing. And then years later, she overdosed. And I went to the funeral and he was at the funeral. And it was this awkward situation where we both ran into each other. And I just looked at him. I was like, man, that whole thing was a big mess, huh? And it was just such a weird, like, I didn't know what to do. I was just like, hey, man, like, that was crazy, huh? And he was like, yeah, it was crazy. He was like, yeah, she had 2 kids. I was like, what? She had 2 kids? You know, you think you know someone. Yeah, you think you fucking know someone. I remember our first date. She was super nervous, and yeah, I was a little nervous too. But I mean, I'm a stand-up comedian. Like, if you're on stage, like, you just don't get nervous at things.
Right.
You know, like in real life shit, you're severely less nervous than your average guy. But I was a little nervous, and I picked her up. And she's fucking wasted, dude. She's wasted. She's trying to hide it. She's like in the front seat, just like, so where are you going? and we get down. We go to someplace, and then she like stumbles in. She like stumbles into the booth. I was like, and I'm not going to say anything, but she's like, I'm sorry, I'm fucking drunk. And I was like, oh, I mean, like, I'll catch up then. She's like, oh, thank God you're cool about this. I was like 22 at the time, 23. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, I drink, I do coke. I don't give a fuck. I was like, let's fucking turn this into a party. And then we got to her apartment, and it was a house, and she was living with like 6 cousins. There were like little kids in the house. I was like, what the hell's going on in here? And it was chaos in the house. I was like, oh, okay, this is wild. You ever do that? You ever like get to someone, like you go on a date with a chick and it's going well, and then you get back to their living environment and it's strange. It's just like completely chaotic. Is that a turn off or a turn on for you?
Good question. I don't. It might be a little bit of a turn off. Like if she's living in the middle of all that,
Yeah.
you got to kind of wonder why.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, you pick her up and she's already drunk. I'm thinking, all right, cool. Like half the battle's over.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was sitting here thinking.
She here's another story. When I was regarding to this, when I was in college, I had just started going to strip clubs for the first time, and I thought they were the greatest things. And I was like that pussy loser that like walked into a strip club and they're like, "Oh, you're so handsome, you're so great." I'm like, "No, I think they really like me, dude." I was that fucking guy. I was like, no, they said that to me because they meant it. Like, I think I'm something special in their eyes. And so I had this goal that I was going to hook up with a stripper.
I think we all know somebody like that.
Oh, I was that guy. And the second I walked in that place, they sniffed it out from a mile away.
Oh, yeah.
That's their job. That's their profession. And they were like, "Oh, that's dead money right there." So, but they're told extensively not to hook up with people that come to the club, which is fair. I mean, that's a safe practice. And so I'm trying to get these chicks' numbers at different strip clubs. Nothing's working. Finally, I get one stripper's number. I forgot her name. She was like this really hot Native American chick. And she was like, "Why didn't you buy me things? Like, buy me this diamond necklace." I was like, "What?" I'm 21 years old. I don't have diamond necklace money. She's like, "When you gonna buy me shit?" She was always trying to get me to buy her stuff. So one day, she lived not too far off campus. And so we go out, we do whatever. We go back to the house. It's a 3-story house, but it's old and dilapidated. It's like a broken down big house. We go in there and there's like naked little kids running around, like someone, like her uncle smoking bongs on the couch, like with his shirt off and his fat gut out. And I was like, "What the fuck is going on in here?" There was carpet in the kitchen. I was like, "Ew. Fucking, where am I?" Place stunk of cigarettes. She's like, "Let's go to my room. It's on the 3rd floor." I was like, "Fuck, I gotta go through 2 more levels of this." Dude, like some of the rooms didn't have doors. I mean, it was like close to a crack shack. We go in a room. It's just a mattress on the floor and a lamp on the floor. There's cigarettes in the carpet. And I just got completely skeeved out. I was like, "Hey, I actually got a big test tomorrow." She's like, "I thought you didn't care about tests." I was like, "No, this one's a big one." And dude, I leave, right? As I'm leaving, there's I have to walk through this hallway to get to the front door. There's 3 like older Native American gentlemen just like grilling me. And I have to walk in through them to get to the door. At the time, I'm 21 and they were like probably 35. So, I looked at them like, who are these scary adults, dude? And they were just grilling me. Now, I don't know if you guys knew, but, white people aren't received too well to real Native Americans all the time, which, I mean, fucking rightfully so. And I was like, "Fuck, dude, like these guys are going to beat the shit out of me." And I just grin and bared it. And I like walked through them. I was like, "Hey, how's it going, fellas?" And they, right when I was in between them, they like kind of closed off the circle a little bit. And I was like, "Oh, fuck, dude." And I just thought of something quick. And I was like, "She just needed help with her homework, but it wasn't that big of a deal. She's good." And I guess I was up there so quick that they didn't think that we did anything. And they let me go. And I was like, fuck. Like, I would have got beat the fuck out of. Because that's, dude, like, when you first go, so I went to school in Onondaga, which is on a Native American, they're on Native American grounds. So when you go up there, like the people of there, like some cops will tell you, like, "Yo, don't go to the Native American bars. And if you do, watch your fucking ass. Because if you fuck around, like, they can just fuck you up. And, like, the lowest ranking official cop that can come check out your disappearance is a U.S. Marshal. So by the time they get a U.S. Marshal to come through and check out your disappearance, you're already gone. You're buried under the street to never be found again. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I've been told that when I went there. And I was just like, okay. Like, I knew that was the danger. I was like, And then here I was in the fucking belly of the beast. Like, danger. And I was like, dude, you're going to fucking go missing. I mean, fuck. I remember I got into a fight with a Native American guy at the casino. Let me tell you something, dude. That was like one of the toughest guys I've ever gotten to a street fight with.
I believe it.
Dude, he did not go down. And this is when I was like competing. I wasn't as big, but I was just like, I was in lunacy mode. Like, I was just like always ready for a fight. I was so much more aggressive than I am now. And I was just so crazy. And we did it. And they were respectful about it. Like, they were like, no one jumps in. This is a them two situation. And we just fought it out in the parking garage. And it was, I had to get him in a rear naked choke.
Wow.
I wasn't putting him down with hits. Like, no fucking way, dude. And we were like the same size. It wasn't like he was bigger than me.
What were you fighting about?
It was something about, like, one of my boys said something to his boys, and then I got involved, and then it they obviously kicked us out of the casino. They're like, this isn't going to happen in the casino. Get out. And on the way out, I guess they were parked in the same section of the parking garage, so we were walking the same direction, and both groups are chirping at each other the whole way out. And, dude, like, eventually, they was like, all right, one of your guys. And I was like, I'll do it. Because I was a fucking lunatic. And this was not like I had Native American friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't fucking hate anyone at all. You know, you can hate someone because of like what they are. Like, that's stupid. But, it was more of just like, hey, this is going to be a fight. And I liked fighting, like, at the time. I didn't care who it was. I just, like, loved to fight. And, yeah, this dude was fucking tough. I remember, like, he, like, shot in, and we were, like, sprawled. And then he, where I'm feeding him punches, and he's trying to take me down. And eventually he, like, spins off and gets to his feet. And I was like, all right, like, it's going to go neutral. Like, he can't punch me from him coming up. Like, there's no way. And he came up and swung one over the top, and dude, he almost put me on my ass, like, forwards. I was like, whoa, that's a fucking hit. Holy shit. And I had to circle away just to, like, regain my bearings. I was like, this guy's fucking, he's not playing around. Yeah. If I didn't know how to, like, scrap, like, grapple, I would have been fucking dead. 100%. Dude. I told my boy Andre Asnaran, he was a Native American, and he's like, yeah, we're not going to just let a white boy win. And I was like, yeah, I kind of put that together. I still talk to my boy Andre. I love Andre. He's a fucking great guy. I know what he's doing, but I mean, he wished me a Merry Christmas recently, and cool dude. Oh man, I wonder what Hugh is doing.
Call him up. Call him live on the air.
No, let's call him on the air. Let's see what this fucking dirtbag's doing. It's like, oh, I was working all night. Yeah, I can't even. I hate those jobs. We gotta, like, work all fucking night. I've done a few of them.
And your body doesn't get used to it either. It throws you off, man, to work weird hours like that. It does,
because you're not meant to do that.
Right.
I'm not even gonna call him. Who cares? Who cares? But yeah, dude. That's it. Like, what else has happened? It's really funny, dude. So I just hit 5 months sober.
Nice.
Yeah, 5 months sober. And it's weird being on the other side of things, like on the sobriety side. It's funny because, like, you'll always see a guy who does coke and he lies about it. Like, I saw a guy at a gas station and he had the long pinky nail.
Yeah, you see that, you know.
Yeah, the long pinky nail, for those of you who don't know, is for if you have a bag of Coke, you scoop it, and it's a little bump. It's like just your hand is like a tool. And I saw him, and I was like, and he was like, he immediately knew what I was getting at, and he was just like, what? I was like, you doing cocaine with that? And he's just like, no. What, hand to God. I was like, then what's it for? He's like, yeah, it's mosquito bites. Like you press an X into a mosquito bite. I was like, brother, it's fucking December. Like, what are you talking about, dude? There's bugs in my house. It's funny. I remember like when I would do blow, like, you know, you go into a bathroom stall and you're doing it. I would literally, sometimes if I had to, I would take a shit and then just like leave it there so it stunk. Just so when I came out of the bathroom, people were like, oh, he was taking a shit in there. He wasn't doing drugs. Like, no way. The perfect cover, dude. I'd rather you think I'm a gross, stinky piece of shit that I'm doing drugs.
You're very resourceful.
Dude, you would be surprised how resourceful you become. Dude, I'll take out like an old jacket because your nose is always running when you're doing it that much. Like I was doing it like 5 days a week. So I always had like napkins and like I'll take out an old jacket. I'm like, what the fuck are all these napkins doing in my fucking jacket? Jesus Christ. You ever do drugs, Tony?
No, I haven't. Sorry.
Ah, man. Square.
Total nerd. Absolutely.
What about you, Toombs? You ever do weed? Yeah. Nice. Weed's good. Dude, weed is wild. So when I used to smoke weed, it was like 05, like on the reg. Yeah. And then I just stopped. I don't know what happened. I grew out of it. And
there's a headset with a mic there if you want to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Right there you go.
Yeah, I guess you'll be our stand-in guy. See that? Tombs.
Yo.
Yeah, we got Tombs. Tombstone.
That's funny.
I like Tombs. I think we're just going to do Tombs and Tombstone. It's cool. Yeah, weed is cool, but I grew out of it, and then I tried it again, like as an adult. Dude, weed has become another fucking thing.
Yeah, I don't do it no more. No.
Like I did an edible, and it was like 20 milligrams, and I was like, all right, like that's, you know, whatever. Yeah, I was like not having a good time. I was freaking out, and I was just like, what am I freaking out about? This is crazy. Because it's weird because I like mushrooms. Acid's cool too. But like weed is like, and that's like the safest one. You're literally fine. Like you're literally fine. But then there's things like coke where you're like, yeah, I'll get a third bag at 8 a.m. And you're like, you're not freaking out about that at all. You're like, all right. It seems to be that anything man-made is bad. And anything natural is good. I mean, like, acid's not natural, but it's like mind expanding, you know? Anything that's like an upper, it seems to ruin people's lives.
I'm with you. It's just, yeah, ever since they legalized weed, it's different. And people are different with it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, because it's synthetic maybe, I don't know, but people are, they almost act like they're coked up just from weed now.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
Yeah. Well, there's two types of weed. There's like a stimulant and then like a depressive one.
Oh, really? They could break it up that way? I didn't even know that.
Indica is the chill one.
Okay.
What's the fucking stimulant one?
Sativa?
Sativa.
That's the other one. I don't know.
Sativa. That's the one. It's funny because you'll do shows sometimes, and then there'll be like, you know, like distributor, like desks there, like distributor, like kiosks. Like if you're doing like a weed show, like a benefit weed show.
Yeah.
And they have like all like the kiosks there and like the vendors.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll get free shit. And every time I get free shit, I'm like, all right, what's like your lowest one? And they're like, we only got like 50 is our lowest. I was like, dude, 50 will put me in an asylum.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it no more. I don't do drugs no more because of that.
Dude, it's
well, I don't smoke weed no more because of that.
Yeah.
I never did anything else.
I don't even count weed as a drug, honestly. You know what I mean? Like I got into an argument with someone, and they were like, mushrooms a drug. Mushrooms, that's a drug. And I was like, I would make the argument that it isn't. Like a drug is where I empty my checking account and you don't see me for 3 days. Like that's a drug. That's a drug. And then you see me on the 3rd day and I'm just like a shell of myself. Like that's a fucking drug. Like mushrooms, I'll like rip a bike ride and then go stretch and work out at the park. And like that's not a fucking drug, dude. Like what are we talking about here? Not at all. Not at all. When I was towards like the last bit of it, like I was getting from a guy. I knew him for years, and I'll be very, very vague about who he is because like this is definitely not something I should be saying. But he was getting it like directly from the cartel.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people say like, oh, that's bullshit. It's not from the cartel. And then like I went to go pick up from him once, and he's like, yo, the guy's here, so just like be chill. I'm like, with the guy from the cartel? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, all right. I got there, little dude, neck tatted up, like just, I'm like, oh, that's definitely a cartel guy. Mm-hmm. Like skeletons on his hand. I was just like, oh, that's a fucking cartel guy. I was like, what's up, brother? And he just like, what's up? Like didn't even shake my hand. Didn't really speak a lot of English. And the only conversation I had, like I did one line of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is really good." He's like, "Yeah, it's that shit," and like that was it. That was it. And like, it's crazy when you're in the room with someone like that.
It's like we're in the middle of Breaking Bad or something.
Wow.
Dude, it's crazy when you're in the room with someone like that because you only hear about those people on television.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's fucking him. Like that's the fucking guy." And difference though. It's like I would make the argument that cocaine from the cartel is more safe than like, you know, if I were to go down the block in Levittown and get it.
I agree with that.
Like you feel like it's more whole. It's like less erratic. You know, like it takes you like 3 or 4 lines to even like feel like you're up. You know what I mean? But once it's just way more smooth, and you're like, oh, okay, like I'm on drugs right now. Like I'm up, I'm feeling good. But like, yeah,
What was that?
That's how you know if you're on drugs. If you're doing this and it's smooth, you're like, I'm on drugs. If you're doing this, you should go to a hospital. But yeah, dude, like it's not erratic, and you're like, oh, okay, like I'm feeling good. I don't need to do as much, and it's like, dude, like if you don't like you don't need to drink as much. Like your hangover is literally half of what it would be, and I'm like, oh, that's real shit. That's probably what it's supposed to be. And then people mix it, and then that's when it becomes what American Coke is. But yeah, but I would imagine that'd be tough. Like if you didn't have the connection like I did, how would you even get it? It's wild. It's wild stuff, you know? Now I just fucking drink Kratom and twitch out, do Zins. I was
Zins.
I was on set and someone gave me shit for doing Zins. And they were like, oh, you do Zins? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, do you just want to do it so you look young? And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. You know, like all like Gen Z young people do Zins. You're not fooling. You're not fooling anyone that you're 34. I was like, yo, shut up. Zins are fun. She's like, yeah, keep fooling yourself. I was like, shut the fuck up.
That's great.
They're a big thing now, the Zins.
Dude, they're huge.
Yeah, I was at a mall out of state, and they had a whole kiosk of just Zins.
Yeah.
Like, at the mall. Like, an entire kiosk with just different flavors. It's crazy.
Dude, you know what it is? I heard because Zins came up as, like, an independent company. And then Philip Morris, who is Marlboro, he's big tobacco. He runs anything nicotine in this country. And he has a substantial, unfathomable amount of money. So he just pretty much cracked down on the Zyn company and is like, hey, you cut me in on this profit that you're making, or I'll make your company disappear. And then they were forced to like link up with him.
Really?
Yeah. And it's exactly that story that you tell that lets everyone know that you're 34. Right when you say that, they're like, "Wait, how old are you?" And I'm like, 34. They're like, "Oh, gross." You know, fucking get out of here. It's wild. You want to hear something embarrassing that happened to me on a set? So I'm doing a movie right now. I'll leave names out of it, but we were shooting a scene, and it's like a cute, lovey scene, and we're improvising. You know, she's taking my hat, she's doing like cute shit like that, and I was like, okay, you know, we're doing improv. We're doing a little improv. So she's taking pictures of me in the scene, and I came up close and just gave her tried to give her a couple cute, like kisses. She was like tucked her head back, dude. I was like, oh my God. And everybody on set got so weird, and they were just like, the fuck was that? And I texted her like right after. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I thought like the kisses would play well. We were having a good time with the scene. I'm sorry. It won't happen again. And she texted me like 5 hours later, like, appreciate it. Thanks. Like,
Holy shit.
I was like, oh, but it's in those moments that you're like, dude, my career's done. Like, she's just gonna drag my shit through the mud.
I'm going to disagree with that. She's supposed to be in the moment as the actress in the scene. I don't know. She should have went with it.
Yeah, I think whatever. We talked about it, and she was like, "Oh, it was a me thing. I'm sorry, this and that." And it is what it is. But as long as but like for now on, I'll just be like the most professional I can. Yeah. Yeah,
I suppose.
Just like run everything by her. Like, hey, do you want to make a quick kiss here, a quick kiss there? Because you gotta think about that shit. Because some people, they don't like that, and that's true. It is what it is. But that was embarrassing. That was very embarrassing. You want to talk about like I thought bombing on stage was embarrassing, and I guess I've just gotten used to that. Going in for a kiss on camera and getting denied, that is embarrassing. You're
like, I'm Travis. I don't get denied.
Oh no, I get denied for sure. What was your most like in life? What was your most embarrassing getting denied story?
Wow. Yeah. I don't think I've ever told anybody this story.
We have a treading water exclusive.
Yeah, right. People are dying to hear. This girl was flirting with me I knew this girl for a long time. We flirted for a very long, like years. We would flirt back and forth.
Okay.
But the first time we were actually alone, she said some things that made me think we were about to do it. So I dropped my pants, and she like freaked out and told me to get out.
Oh my God! No.
True story. I can't believe I just told you that.
Damn. So you just went right for the pants drop.
Yeah, I went right for it. Well, but she said stuff. And, I'll be honest with you too. I mean, this is such a long time ago. I don't even remember what she said anymore. But I remember telling my buddies at the time, and they were all in agreement that, oh yeah, based on that, yeah, I would think I was in too. So I was just like, all right, we're talking about it. Like, I didn't feel like there was no build up. There was no more buying drinks. Like, this was the moment. And so I was like, all right, here we go. And yeah, she freaked out. She acted like she had no clue that that's where we were. And I still think to this day that she did it all on purpose for whatever reason. Just to kind of like stall you out like that. Yeah. Oh, damn, that's cold-hearted. Yeah. I remember I was at a party in college. So I had a group of, I had many groups of friends in college, but I was with my hood friends. And so we went to like a hood party. I don't know if you've ever been to a hood party, but it's like shoulder to shoulder. It's hot in there, rap bumping. But I actually like that environment. It's a fun time. I'm like the one white guy there. And I'm not just white. I'm like lacrosse beach boy white. Like I look like a very white guy. And but they loved me, dude. They were like, oh, he's one of them jackass boys. And I was like, they just thought I was like a crazy white guy. And that's why they let me to their parties. But I never wanted to go on the dance floor. Cause like, dude, if you see those dance floors at hood parties, that's some of the best dancing you'll ever see in your life. Like ever, dude. To the point where I was like, yo, why don't you guys like do this professionally? Like, this is insane. I don't even know what a hood party is. That's how white and nerdy I am. What's a hood party? You wouldn't be allowed at them. I think I'm all right with that.
Bring like an older white man.
I got to tell you, that reminds me. Just a few weeks ago, I was talking to a black kid. I think he was only like 21 or something. He called me Pops. I actually stopped him. I said, "You just call me Pops?" He said, "Oh, I meant it out of respect." I'm like, "No, that's because I'm old." Little fuck.
Pops.
So what is a hood party?
It's just like a party with people from the hood. Like it's.
That's it. I mean, that's what I thought. But
yeah, just like people who live in the hood. Someone has people over. It's like the same as just like if I were to have people over. Mm-hmm. It's just like, with hood people. So I'm drunk enough to get on the dance floor. I go on the dance floor and I'm dancing with this chick. She's hot, just like a gorgeous black girl. And it's going well. I mean, she's like dancing into me hard. So I was like, all right, I'll make the move. And I made the move. I wrapped around her shoulder. And there was a changing in the songs. So it was dead silent. And she was like, "Yo, your hands is too much." Oh. Everyone looked at me. And I was like, I just turned right around and beelined it right to another part of the party, dude. And dude, they didn't even make fun of me. They were just like, "Yo, you can't do him like that. Can't do the mans like that." I was just like, oh, so embarrassing, dude. It's really funny. Your story, the drop the pants story. I had a similar story. I had people over at my house. Same situation. Girls like really giving me signs. And she would have hooked up with me. We went up to my room. She wanted to. So eventually she's flirting with me. I'm flirting with her. We're like, "Hey, let's go upstairs. Because it's my house. So let's go to my room. This is perfect." We go upstairs. She starts taking her shirt off. I take my pants off. I have a little Coke wiener. It's like that small. And she turns around and looks at it. And I look at it. And she's like, "I don't know what you want me to do with that." And I was like, "Let's just go back downstairs."
Oh, shit. So Coke doesn't help with that? Why did I think it helped with that? It does. It's the opposite?
The opposite.
Wow.
Could not be more opposite.
I don't know. I just assume because you're all wired up and shit that it helps with that too. I don't know.
Oh, you're there emotionally.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You're there emotionally.
Yeah.
Wow.
But see, now that's a reason right there to never do it.
Well, when you're younger, you could hit this weird like I've done Coke, but I didn't do too much, and then you can have sex, and then it's pretty great sex.
Right. Yeah.
But like, who the fuck monitors themselves on cocaine? Like
right.
that's if you're one of those people, I mean, hats off to you. I've hung out with people who are like, "I'm going to save the rest of the bag for another time," and I'm like, "What? You're insane."
But people say that. People say sex when you're high is like the best.
Sex when you're high on weed is amazing.
Oh, weed. Oh, I didn't know it was just specific to weed. I didn't know. Okay. Wow.
Sex on mushrooms. It's probably great. We had a Neil Rubenstein in here, and we talked about the same thing. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm an older guy now, and I had sex on mushrooms, and it was phenomenal. It was real good." And I was like, shit. The thing with that is you have to find someone you're comfortable with.
Right, yeah.
Like, you're not going to have sex with some girl you met, like, a few days ago, you've hung out with twice. Hey, let's do mushrooms and have sex. Like, no fucking way, dude. Like, it would have to be someone you've met, you've hooked up with for like a little while. At least with me. Like, I have to feel comfortable. That's crazy, because when you're younger, I think when I was younger, I got wrapped up in the idea that I didn't have to feel comfortable with someone to have sex with them. Because you don't have that much sexual experience. So, like, most of your sexual experience is just from movies.
Oh, back when you're that age, any sex is good sex.
Yeah.
It really didn't matter.
Because what is it, like your first 5 times having it?
Right.
So you're not experienced. So most of your experience is just from the movies that you watch.
Right. So
you think like, yeah, we just get in a room, tear off our clothes, and like, I don't even know this person, but it's... And that happens sometimes, but like, I would say 70% of the time, it's way better if you know the person. If you're
without a doubt.
If you're comfortable with the person, it works.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like a better experience.
Okay, Look at our Travis. He's growing up.
It's crazy. I'm growing up. It happens quick. I didn't think it was ever going to happen.
Yeah. It sneaks up on you.
It does. Like, it happens within like a period of like 3 years, 4 years.
Yep.
And you're like, oh shit, I'm very different. It's I realized, like, when I was younger, I was never able to pity someone. Like, if someone was barking off at me, I would bark right back and be like, yeah, you want to fucking fight? Like, I was that type of guy. But now I look at someone and I'm like, you know what? Their life sucks. They need this win. I'm going to let them have this win because this guy's a fucking loser. And I just walk away. It's crazy. It really is. It's insane. Then again, I still, like, you know, I'm driving around and there's like a tremendous amount of garbage in my cars. Dude, my car looks like there's someone living out of it. Like, it's like, you know, so it's like you grow up, but not that much. I guess I'm growing up in the spaces that I need it to be, I guess. I don't know. I was, you know, it's scary when you see people of like not people you looked up to, but like people like icons when you were younger, and you see them get older. I was in a hole last night watching the lead singer of Rammstein, Till Lindemann, and I just remember seeing him when I was younger. I was like, that guy's, wow, look at that guy. Like, I was just so like enamored by this person. And then I saw something on Instagram, and he's like an old man. He's like 61 now.
Yeah.
You know, not an old man.
Yeah, but older.
Older, like noticeably older.
Yep.
And he's not moving around on stage that well, and he's just like, he's much bigger, and he looks like shit. And I mean, granted, you can look great in your 60s, but you do have to take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
He's a fucking rock star. He's not taking care of himself. And it's just like, damn, dude.
It's weird as you get older to watch, those people get older too.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. It's, I was watching something, and it was Haley Joe Osment. And he looks like fucking shit now.
Yeah, is he big and fat now?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
He's got like a neck beard, dude. He looks terrible.
Really?
And I was with my cousin, and she's 20. So she doesn't remember who he was. And she was like, ew, who's that fat fucking slob? And I had to stick up for him. But it came out wrong. I was like, listen, if you saw him when he was 12, you totally would have fucked him. And I had to pull him back, dude. I was like, no, it came out wrong. I'm just saying, like, he was a good, he was an icon. All right.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Yeah, he's all sloppy looking.
Yeah, you're looking at him. It's like his face grew, but his eyes didn't.
Yes.
He's just like, meh.
He looks like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Yeah, he does. Like a Cabbage Patch Kid if he worked in the mines. Like a hot air balloon worker, Cabbage Patch Kid. Like a Cabbage Patch Kid if he was a lighthouse attendant.
She's like, where are your parents, man? Just stop eating.
Yeah, that's crazy. Some people, you realize, like, food can just do you in. It really can.
Oh, without a doubt, man.
Like, I didn't think, because I've always just been a drugs and alcohol guy. Even when I was out getting fucked up, my food intake, my nutrition was always on point. Always. Because, I always wrestled. I always fought.
Yeah.
So, like, that was just a big part of my life. So that's how I lived my life.
Right.
And I really do accredit still looking at least somewhat good to eating well.
Well, being sober for 5 months and still not getting fat. that's when a lot of times that's when a lot of people start gaining, when they stop doing shit. Yeah,
because it's like food. You realize that food is a drug, and they turn to that as a drug. And it's like, because like I said, when I was getting fucked up, I still made sure to eat the best that I could. Cool, the next day I'm out of commission, but that second day, you're back on the bike. You're back running the streets. You're back in the weight room.
Right.
You're back. Yeah, you're back in the pool swimming. You're back on the mats wrestling.
You got to live up to the leading man in Deborah Markowitz movies.
I really do want to thank her, though. I mean, Deborah Markowitz and John Marine. They're such talented and like careful, like emotional filmmakers. They really do make great films, and they've given me the opportunity to be their lead man in a lot of their projects. And I'm just trying my absolute best to show up the best that I can on set and just absolutely nail these performances. And I was actually nominated for Best Actor of the Year.
Oh, really? Where?
In Austin. For the
Very nice.
Austin Revolution Film Festival.
Congratulations. That's fantastic.
And even if I don't win, because there's some really tough competition I'm up against. I mean, Lucas Hassel is an absolute, like, earthquake of a performance. I mean, he's so good. But yeah, even if I don't win, just being nominated, it just felt so fucking great. Because that's cool. It really is a dream come true. And it happened. You know, I mean, it happened. Because I put the work in. I really straightened out a lot of things in my life.
Good.
But, yeah, shout out to Deb Markowitz and John Marine. You guys are really making my dreams come true. And I cannot thank you enough. I am forever in debt to you people. I love that team. Yeah. It's not where I met Tombstone, but you know, I met Tombstone through Beezy. Yeah. R.I.P. He's dead. Fucking guy, man, gone so young.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. You know, it's crazy, man. He was so big.
How big was he?
He hit a car full of 5 people, killed all the 5 people first, and then he died. They were like, whoa, did we get hit by 2 cars here? And like, nah, it was just a big Beezy in the car.
And they're like, oh, that makes sense.
I'm not talking fat either. I'm talking like just a stature of a man. We're talking big Beezy in here, you know? But his ghost lives on. Let's get a mural of him painted on the... You know? And then I'll explain it to James that he's dead. And he'll be like, whoa, who do you... I can't have this fucking big dead guy on my fucking... I think James, he's dead.
All right, so he's gone. What's
yeah,
next?
Yeah.
What's next?
All right, so he's gone. Get over it. I'm like, you're right, James. I'm sorry. I love James, dude. He's always been such a good guy to me.
They don't get any better than that.
He's such a nice guy. I just, you know... And he's had a few reasons not to like me, but he knew I was younger and I was going through some shit. And, you know, when you're younger, you just get fixated on these things and you have to act this way because you feel like you have to. And it doesn't make sense. And you know it doesn't make sense, but you just keep fucking doing it. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you're in that whirlwind, if you're in that wheel, you keep fucking up, keep doing it. Just understand that you're young and like the jets do get cooled down eventually. It does. You know, just keep trying to be as introspective as possible. Keep learning about yourself. Keep seeing trends in yourself. Just keep trying to see things within yourself as to figuring out yourself. Do therapy. Therapy is great. It unties a lot of knots. Your whole 20s, you should just be learning about yourself, why you do the things that you do. What do you want? What do you truly not want? And then, you know, eventually the jets get cooled down and you have all this big mosh of data that you've collected over the last 10 years. And, you know, it's better. It gets better. You know, it really does. And it doesn't seem like it's going to, but it does. And you got to have faith in that. For real. Try to keep a positive mindset. You're never dead. Don't ever break. Keep going. What's that? We can end there.
When you kept saying the Jets, I'm thinking the New York Jets.
Oh, yeah. Those Jets have been cooled the fuck down. Yeah, man. Have they? You're a Jets fan?
Die hard, yeah.
Oh, damn. Dude, my aunts and uncles have been huge Jets fans. They stopped watching football entirely because they just get their hearts ripped out. What is it? What do you think it is with the Jets? You think it's bad management or it's bad players or it's fucking, I don't know.
I don't know. It is just what it is, you know. I was at the. Thanks, Tony. Sorry.
No, you're
I was at the Jets game when they first got Aaron Rodgers, and like his first game running out with the American flag. I was there, and then 4 plays in, he got hurt, and it sucked, bro.
Yeah.
The people, like everyone there, was like, "Oh my God, is this really happening? He got hurt. What the hell?"
It was like what? It was like first play?
4 plays in. I think it was 4 plays.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there, man, and it was something. But then they wound up winning that game.
Did they?
Yeah, but like Aaron Rodgers didn't play that game, and then like later that night it got dropped that like he's out for the rest of the season. Everyone's just like, oh, like everyone's just in shock. Like, oh my God.
ACL?
I think Achilles.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's it, and he's an older man.
Well,
I mean, even if he was like 24, that's just like, ooh, that's a rough injury.
yeah.
Just that snap,
Yeah, man.
and then
Sucks.
your calf just rolls all the way up your leg.
Yeah.
That's like the same thing with a bicep. You tear a bicep, that shit, whoop, like you're like, oh, my bicep's literally just like this big. Oh, fuck, dude. That's just rough. Who do you have now as a quarterback?
Well, the season's over now.
Oh, it's over.
Rodgers played this year. He played this year.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the seasons will be over.
Yeah, yesterday was the last game.
So what? It's now it's just like playoffs and shit.
Yeah, playoffs coming in now. Yeah.
And then what? Football, Super Bowl is February.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't follow football. I follow UFC. That's like the only thing I follow. We got some great fights coming up. 2025. It's gonna be fucking sick. John Jones agreed to fight Tom Aspinall, which is
Oh, really?
I didn't think that was ever gonna happen. Because Jones made it very clear. He was like, listen, he's a young fighter. Like, I'm an established, like, arguably the best fighter of all time in the UFC. Like, I don't have to do this. And I think the fans just kept pressing it. And he probably felt like, all right, let me just put this young kid to bed. For the people who think that John Jones is going to have a problem with Tom Aspinall, I mean, dude, are you doing shrooms? Are you doing acid? Are you doing fucking coke? What's the matter with you? Are you drunk? That's not going to happen. You don't understand. Like, Tom Aspinall is good. He's really good. But think of the people that he's fought and beat. Now look at Jones' record. Look at the people that he's fought and beat. I mean, it's not even the same fucking thing. Not to mention, put everything to the side. If we're going to talk about genetics, Jones comes from a family where he is the best light heavyweight of all time and arguably the best heavyweight of all time, the best UFC fighter of all time. His 2 brothers are like Hall of Fame NFL players. I mean, what more evidence do you need? The genetics are there. The genetics are there. The skills are there. The mindset is there. Not to mention he's a fucking rock star. You know what I mean? Not saying Tom Aspinall isn't, but Jones is like, I mean, he's been arrested. He's like our Mike Tyson. You know, essentially. So, yeah, I'm going all John Jones on that, dude. I mean, they thought Sorrel Gone was gonna be a real problem for him. He fucking slipped that, whoop, dragged him down to the ground, like a backpack takedown type thing, and then just laid on him like a wet blanket, got him with a guillotine, a mounted guillotine. Didn't even look like it was in that bad. Then, sure enough, tap. It's a wrap. So, but Aspinall was a stud about it. He's like, even if I beat John Jones, does not make me the best heavyweight of all time. It makes me the best heavyweight now, which that gained a lot of respect for me. I was like, okay, he's not going to be a douchebag about this, which is cool, you know. But you know what, guys? That has been it. It's snowy. It's cold. Just stay warm. If you want to follow me on my socials, it's Trav_Grant on Instagram. Travis Grant on Facebook. And yeah, I'll keep you guys updated on this movie. It's called Brimstone. I actually have a movie out right now. It's on Amazon. It's called It's Love, Bro. It's a fun rom-com. It's an easy watch. Yeah, Toombs was on it. Tombs.
not on that, but I know it.
You aren't? Oh.
No.
You guys come in as a big group, and I just think that everyone's on it. Well, it's Love, Bro. It's on Amazon. It was directed by George Massimillo. He's a great guy, great crew. It was so fun working on it. It really, really was. It was just lighthearted, and like everyone was just, collectively putting the best effort that they could. And the cast got huge write-ups. It got a huge write-ups. We had to do like press stuff for the cast because, the people loved the cast so much. It was fucking so fun. I got another one. It's a romance. It's called Waitlist, a Love-ish story. And that's going to be going through, it's in the festival circuit right now. I'm guessing it'll be on Amazon in the summer. I'll keep you guys posted. But guys, thank you for listening to this solo episode. Hugh wasn't around. I thought that was Hugh texting me. But you know what? I think he died in the car with Beezy. Guys, peace out. Thanks for listening.